We live in an era of profound performance. From the moment you draw your first breath, a script is placed in your hands. It is invisible, written in the ink of cultural expectation and biological imperative, but it weighs heavier than iron. You are told that life is a linear progression, a ladder to be climbed, a series of boxes to be checked. We call this the quest line. It is the great algorithm of the modern soul. Go to school, secure a career, find a mate, reproduce, purchase property, retire, die. We are promised that if we follow this sequence, if we adhere to this architecture of existence, we will arrive at a destination called happiness. But look around you. Look closely at the faces of those who have completed the quest. Look at the marriages held together by silence and resentment. Look at the accumulated wealth that has purchased comfort but not peace. Why is it that in a world of infinite connectivity, we have never been more isolated? Why is it that the more we chase the future, the more the present moment feels like a prison? There is a young man. He stands at the precipice of his life, 24 years old, paralyzed by a single, gnawing inadequacy. He is alone. He has no woman beside him. And because of this absence, the world has begun to label him. They question his masculinity. They question his orientation. They cast aspersions on his nature, not because of what he has done, but because of what he has failed to acquire. He is terrified. He believes that without this external validation, without the girlfriend, without the wife, without the bloodline, he is a glitch in the system, a failure. But what if the failure is not his? What if the failure lies in the quest line itself? We must dismantle the architecture of desire. Neuroscience tells us that the brain's reward system, the dopaminergic pathways, are designed to seek, not to enjoy. Evolution did not design you to be happy. It designed you to pursue the thrill of the hunt, the anticipation of the reward. This is where the chemical cocktail is most potent. But the moment the object of desire is obtained, the chemical baseline resets. The satisfaction evokes a diminishing return. This is the hedonic treadmill. You run, you sweat, you strive, but you never actually move. The young man wants a wife because he wants to pass on a legacy. He wants companionship. He wants to silence the whispers of his grandmother and his peers. But this wanting is the very root of his suffering. There is a terrifying paradox at the heart of the human experience. The more you desperately need something, the more it eludes you. And if, by some stroke of fortune or fate, you manage to grasp it while in a state of desperation, it will not save you. It will destroy you. When you make a person, a job, or a status your god, you are engaging in idolatry of the highest order, not in a religious sense, but in a psychological one. You are placing your emotional stability in the hands of a variable you cannot control. You are building your house on the sand of another person's psyche. And when the storms come, and they always come, the house falls. Consider the concept of looking forward. We are taught that hope is a virtue. We are taught to plan, to visualize, to manifest. But let us examine this through the lens of cold logic. Where is the future? Can you touch it? Can you breathe it? Does it possess atoms or mass? No. The future is a cognitive construct. It is a hallucination projected by the frontal cortex. It does not exist. The only reality that has ever existed, the only moment in which you have ever taken a breath, is now. When you spend your life looking forward, you are living in a dream. You are a ghost haunting your own life, never fully inhabiting the present, because you are too busy renovating a future that has not yet arrived. The sage advises us, do not look forward to anything. This sounds nihilistic to the uninitiated, but it is the ultimate liberation. If you do not look forward, you cannot be disappointed. If you do not anticipate, you cannot fear. You simply are. Let us go deeper into the pathology of the good life. We see figures of power, politicians, influencers, billionaires, and we assume their internal landscape matches their external manicured reality. We assume the smiling family photo equates to a joyous domestic existence. This is a cognitive error known as the halo effect. We project virtue and happiness onto success. But if you could peel back the skin of society, if you could listen to the thoughts of the successful at 3 a.m., you would hear a cacophony of misery. Marriage, in its modern iteration, is often a shared delusion. Two people, both broken, both conditioned to believe that the other holds the key to their completion, come together to form a contract. They look at each other and say, "Make me happy." It is an impossible demand. It is an act of violence to demand that another human being repair the holes in your soul. And when they fail because they must fail, the love turns to resentment. The adoration turns to contempt. The young man asks, "How do I get a girlfriend?" The answer is not a technique. It is not a pickup line. The answer is a negation. You get one by not wanting one. You attract by becoming a vacuum of neediness. When you are fully self-sufficient, when you are grounded in what is right rather than what is desired, you emit a different frequency. You are no longer a beggar at the door of the world, asking for crumbs of affection. You become a king in your own kingdom, and people are drawn to kings, not beggars. But this requires a death of the ego. The ego is the part of you that cares what your grandmother thinks. The ego is the voice that whispers, "They think you are gay because you are alone." The ego is the scriptwriter who says, "If I don't answer their questions, I look weak." Who is hearing those thoughts? Who is the I that is worried about looking gay? It is the constructed self, the mask. If you were truly present, if you were inhabiting reality as it is, the opinions of others would pass through you like wine through a wire fence. They would find no purchase. You would see them for what they are, sounds emitted by confused people, projecting their own insecurities onto a blank canvas. Most people are not interacting with you. They are interacting with a simulation of you inside their own heads. When they mock you for being single, they are not mocking you. They are attacking their own fear of loneliness. They are validating their own choices. They are in misery, and misery is a colonizer. It seeks to expand its territory. It wants you to join the colony so it feels less alone. To escape this, you must stop thinking. This is a radical instruction. We are told, "I think, therefore I am." But the inverse is closer to the truth. I think, therefore I am lost. Thought, for the most part, is a defensive mechanism. It is a constant narration of the past and a constant simulation of the future. It is noise. Observe your thoughts. Do not fight them. Do not judge them. Just watch them. Imagine you are sitting on the bank of a river and your thoughts are leaves floating by. You do not dive into the river to catch the leaves. You do not try to stop the flow. You just watch. Oh, there is a thought about loneliness. Oh, there is a thought about what my father said. Let them go. This is the practice of observation. This is the gateway to the divine. We must address the issue of belief versus knowing. The world is filled with believers. Churches, mosques, and temples are packed with people who believe. They believe in salvation. They believe in morality. They believe in a historical figure who saves. But belief is intellectual. Belief is a mental possession. You can lose a belief. You can argue a belief. Belief is fragile. Knowing is different. Knowing is cellular. Knowing is experiential. You do not believe you have hands. You know it. You do not believe you are breathing. You are simply doing it. The spiritual path is not about acquiring more beliefs. It is about stripping them away until only the raw, undeniable truth remains. The religious man believes he is a sinner. The psychological man believes he is depressed. These are labels. These are stories. If you drop the story, "I am depressed," what is left? A sensation, a heaviness in the chest, a lethargy in the limbs. But without the label, without the narrative that this is bad and this will last forever. The sensation is just energy. It is just weather. It passes. But we cling to our labels because they give us an identity. The young man clings to the identity of the lonely, misunderstood outcast. It is painful, yes, but it is familiar. It is a role he knows how to play. To step out of that role, he would have to face the terrifying void of being nobody. And yet, being nobody is the goal. When you are nobody, you are free. When you have no image to protect, you have no enemies. When you have no desire for the future, you have no anxiety. This brings us to the practical application of this philosophy. How does one live without a plan? How does one build a business, pay a mortgage, or navigate the complexities of modern economics without looking forward? It seems impossible to the logical mind. But look at nature. Does the oak tree plan its growth? Does the river negotiate its path to the ocean? No. They respond to the immediate reality. The tree grows toward the light available in this second. The river flows around the rock that is present right now. This is the principle of doing what is in front of you. When a need arises, true need, not a fabricated want, the solution arises with it. You are hungry, you eat. The bill arrives, you pay it. The inspiration to start an organization comes, you start it. You do not worry about the 5-year plan. You take the step that is illuminated. The founder of the organization mentioned in our study started with nothing, no plan, no desire for media fame. In fact, he had a speech impediment. He was the least likely candidate for a public speaker. But he saw a need. He saw that anger was blinding his community. He acted on that immediate insight. One step, then another. 35 years later, the path has created itself. This is the state of flow. This is the state of grace. It is operating from a place of intuition rather than calculation. Calculation is slow. It relies on old data. Intuition is instant. It is connected to the intelligence of the universe. There is a severe warning here for the young man who lives with his mother and grandmother. You cannot become a man while you are nestled in the womb of your childhood. The comfort of the familiar is the enemy of growth. You say you want a wife, but you are still a child in your mother's house. You have not severed the umbilical cord. To find the right thing, whether that is a partner or a purpose, you must first create the space for it. You must become a vessel capable of holding it. This means facing the discomfort of independence. It means getting a job you may not love, moving into a space that is cold and empty, and sitting with that silence. You must forgive your parents, not just in words, but in spirit. Resentment is a hook that keeps you tethered to the past. When you resent your father, you become him. When you resent your mother, you are ruled by her emotional patterns. Forgiveness is not for them, it is for you. It is the act of cutting the chain. The young man admits he breaks his word. He promises things and fails to deliver. This is a symptom of a fractured soul. He seeks the dopamine hit of the promise, the moment of looking good in someone else's eyes, but he lacks the substance to fulfill it. He is addicted to the image of goodness rather than the act of goodness. To cure this, he must stop speaking, stop promising, stop trying to manipulate reality with words. Action is the only language that matters. If you are going to be there, be there. If not, say nothing. Reclaim your integrity by narrowing the gap between your word and your deed until they are one and the same. The world will tell you that you are gay or weird or broken if you do not follow their script. They will try to shame you back onto the quest line. Do not listen. Their shame is a projection of their own enslavement. They are terrified that you might find a way to live outside the cage they have built for themselves. Stand still. Stop wanting. Stop believing. Stop looking forward. Look inward. Find the observer behind the thoughts. That observer is not lonely. That observer is not incomplete. That observer is the light itself. And when you stand in that light, what is right for you, be it a wife, a mission, or a life of solitude, will find you. You will not have to chase it. It will be drawn to your stillness. This is the end of the illusion. This is the beginning of your life.